the wandering spirit of the frozen sea. Through the endless cold of the northern waters, we turned to a vessel, not swallowed by the ocean, but surrendered to it. A ship that refused to die, a vessel that drifted through time itself, haunting the Arctic for decades after it was thought gone forever. This is the story of the SS Bechimo, the true ghost of the ice. She was crafted in 1914 within the shipyards of Sweden, a steel cargo steamer first known by the name Angermanelfen. Her frame measured more than 230 feet in length, a sturdy creation meant to cut across northern trade routes and carry goods through the wild Atlantic tides. In the early years of the 1920s, she was sold to the Hudson's Bay Company and renamed Bechimo, her mission to traverse the perilous passages of the Canadian Arctic, trading furs and supplies with the distant Inuit settlements scattered along the Amshak-Krakolen frozen coastlines. For years she fulfilled her duty faithfully, gliding through drifting ice, disappearing into the northern fog, only to return with cargo and tales of the white horizon. Then came October of 1931, when her story changed forever. That autumn, Bechimo found herself trapped in early sea ice off the Alaskan coast, near the settlement of Barrow. Her seasoned crew knew the dangers of such entrapment. With temperatures plummeting and the ice tightening around her frame, they removed much of the cargo and waited. The cold worsened. Some of the men were lifted to safety by aircraft, while others built rough shelters upon the ice, hoping for the thaw to come. Then, on the 24th of November, a storm swept through. When the winds cleared and the crew looked toward where their ship had stood, she was gone. At first they believed the vessel had sunk, crushed under the frozen weight of the sea. Yet, only days later, a hunter sighted her drifting in open water, her hull still sound. The crew followed, recovered what they could, and left her once more, believing she would soon shatter and sink beneath the cold. But Bechimo would not yield. In the years that followed, she returned again and again, always adrift, always empty. Between 1931 and 1969, she was seen many times, moving ghost-like through the Arctic. Trappers, whalers, explorers, even members of the United States Coast Guard encountered her. Sometimes she was caught in sheets of ice, sometimes floating free, always upright, her steel scarred but whole. She soon became legend, known among locals as the Phantom of the North. Some avoided her out of fear. Others climbed aboard only to find silence and emptiness. Several expeditions tried to claim her, tow her to harbor, or salvage her remains, but storms and ice always drove them away. In one attempt, rescuers were forced to flee as the weather turned, and when they returned, she had vanished once again. How could a ship abandoned and uncrewed survive the unforgiving polar world for nearly 4 decades? The logical answer lies in her construction. Her hull of strong steel could resist the crushing ice. Much of her cargo had been offloaded, leaving her light in the water, and the circular drift of Arctic currents could have kept her moving through endless cycles of freeze and thaw. Yet even this reasoning cannot explain her long endurance. Most ships left alone in such waters are destroyed within a few winters, but Bechimo endured for almost 40 years. Some speculated that she had lodged upon a hidden sandbar, encased by ice for decades before breaking loose. Others imagined secret salvagers maintaining her from time to time, though no evidence was ever found. As the decades passed, the sightings dwindled. Her last confirmed appearance came in 1969, when Inuit travelers spotted her, drifting off the Alaskan coast, still afloat, though tilting to one side. After that, she was never seen again. No wreckage, no trace, not even scattered timbers. In 2006, the Alaskan authorities launched a formal search hoping to finally uncover her fate, but the expedition revealed nothing. No hull, no debris, no metallic echo across the seafloor. The SS Bachamo simply ceased to be, leaving behind only the accounts of those who once glimpsed her wandering shape. And so her mystery lingers. Did she finally surrender to the deep, or does she continue to drift somewhere beyond human reach, hidden among the moving ice, rusting, hollow, forgotten? Perhaps the Arctic still hides her somewhere beyond the paths of modern ships, a ghost caught between survival and disappearance. The Baichimo remains more than a relic. She stands as a question. How long can something endure after it has been abandoned? And in a world where ice shifts and memory fades, what other remnants might still wander unseen, unsinkable, and waiting to be found? The mystery beneath the waves. From the drifting shapes of translucent sea life near the steaming vents of the deep ocean, beings so delicate they defy simple naming, we shift towards something entirely different, something defined not by chance or motion, but by intent, something perfectly shaped and resting still upon the seafloor. These are the mysterious circles beneath the ocean markings, carved into the sandy bed, with astonishing precision, often found by divers in the shallower parts of coastal waters, especially near Japan and regions of the Mediterranean. Seen from above, they appear as crop circles of the deep, intricate circular designs, sometimes stretching over 2 meters across, raised edges drawn with accuracy, and grooves evenly spaced. Their patterns seem far too deliberate to be shaped by natural flow. At first, divers believed these were the traces of ancient lost cultures, or perhaps symbols left by unknown beings. Some thought they might serve as maps, messages, or relics from intelligent marine life. The media in Japan even named them the ocean's mystery circles. The first of these formations were noticed during the early 1990s, close to Amami Oshima in southern Japan, and more soon followed, each found in shallow, sandy ground, places where the seafloor could be molded and always strangely deserted. Who could be shaping them? For years, speculation grew. Were they created by undersea quakes, by bursts of gas beneath the surface, by swirling currents carving spirals in the sand? None of those ideas fit. The patterns were too intentional, repeating shapes too exact. Even small shells and coral pieces were placed with purpose, clearly arranged, not scattered by water. These designs spoke of deliberate creation. Then, after long observation, came the unexpected answer. In 2011, scientists discovered that these perfect circles were crafted by a small, humble fish, a puffer no larger than a human hand. The male of this species builds the pattern grain by grain, sweeping the sand with gentle motions of his fins, forming a nesting ground of valleys and ridges meant to draw a mate. The circle works as a current guide, channeling water to carry fine sand into the middle where eggs are later laid. The outer shapes serve as both display and protection, slowing intruders and making the nest visible upon the flat seabed. Researchers were amazed not only by the artistry, but by the patience of the creature. It can spend many days or even weeks shaping the form, and if waves destroy it, the fish begins again, shaping every curve back to near perfection. And yet mysteries persist. Some of the discovered circles appear far from any known nesting regions. Some show sizes and designs unlike the common patterns linked to mating behavior. Others exist in deeper waters where this species cannot survive or breed. Some scientists propose that other fish may also create their own versions of these forms, while others suspect that there are still unknown natural processes or biological instincts at work. A few thinkers look wider, suggesting that these shapes may be part of a larger, unseen network, only visible from great height, perhaps serving unknown purposes beyond breeding boundaries or instinctive memory. Even more daring ideas imagine that the circles could be the result of non-living mechanisms, natural forces that mimic living design, or traces of ancient marine activity long forgotten. We know other animals can shape complex structures. Termites construct towering mounds cooled by natural airflow. Ants design sprawling colonies. Birds like the bowerbird arrange objects in patterns to court a mate. But what the pufferfish creates feels different. Its symmetry reveals a quiet sense of beauty, a pattern beyond necessity, an echo of thought expressed through instinct. What does it reveal about intelligence in nature that such a work of design can emerge from a creature so small, guided only by inherited rhythm? And what does it reveal about us that our first thought was to ascribe these marks to lost civilizations or alien life? Even now, many of these seafloor circles remain unexplained, hidden under layers of sediment, or erased by tides before study could reach them. In the end, we are left with an image of a tiny being working in silence beneath the waves, crafting a perfect circle, not for conquest or survival, but for recognition, for connection. And perhaps somewhere still beyond sight, more patterns are forming. Spirals, lines, circles that speak not to humankind, but to each other. Messages of existence in the stillness of the deep. How many such creations have vanished before our eyes could find them? What meanings lie beneath the shifting sands? What signs, shaped by unknown hands, wait patiently in the darkness below? All right, no.